Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Tom, and this is episode number 57. In today's episode, we are going to explore the mechanic of the automatic piler. And we will use a piler in a build, particularly the glass and water. We are not automating glass, and we are not automating enough water. So guys, with that said, let's get started with episode number 57 and the automatic piler. So some of you guys are wondering, what the hell is the deal with this mecha? Well, off camera, I was relocating my deuterium fuel rod to the South Pole, and I noticed this interface for the mecha armor that I've totally missed in episodes 1 through 5. And so I went into the interface, I figured out how it all worked, and I applied this super cool mecha design. It's so cool, and I think it represents our progress through the game. We're at the stage where everything is becoming futuristic, huge production lines, and what a better way to celebrate that with a new suit, right? The funny thing is when I was growing up in the 90s, I watched a cartoon show called Gargoyles. And the main character of the Gargoyles was Goliath. And this mecha suit reminds me of Goliath. If you don't know anything about the animated series, The Gargoyles, just look it up and look up Goliath, and this is what this mecha looks like. So I'm going to call this mecha Goliath. He is super badass. I have not flown with him. So I don't know how the wings interact here. So we'll find out together as we work through this episode. Okay, so let's get started with the automatic piler. My favorite part about this game is learning new things and trying to figure out how to use them. Also, I do want to mention that I am relocating my mall up here. And so I've started automating things that I already automated in prior episodes. So as you can see, I got MK1, 2, and 3 belts, and MK1, 2, and 3 sorters. And I'm going to be doing that for all the buildings I've had produce prior to this episode. Any future episodes, I will be showing you the mall build, but off camera, I'm going to be doing all the older stuff that you guys have already seen. I also automated some plasma, I think these are plasma exciters. So I'm also automating certain products as well, and that's going to go off into this direction, and the goal is to just kind of wrap around the planet. All right, enough with all that, guys. Let's get started with the piler and see what it's all about. All right, so I do have some pilers in the inventory, and here is the automatic piler. Let's read it. After setting up an automatic piler on the conveyor belt, it can automatically integrate 2 consecutive cargoes into one, which greatly improves the carrying capacity of the conveyor belts. All right, let's hit G and let's bring up the automatic piler tutorial. And wow, look at this, guys. What a lengthy, in-depth tutorial on the automatic piler. So let's read it. The automatic piler can greatly increase the capacity of the conveyor belt. When the power supply is sufficient, it will automatically stack 2 consecutive incoming cargo from the low port and output 1 stacked cargo at the high port. The maximum cargo stack count is 4. Okay, so let's take a look at this video. And it looks like, okay, this is transition to a different one. Okay, those look like stacked items and they're being unstacked. Okay, single and then double. And this is the front. This would be the front of the piler. But if you do it from the back with stack product, it will unstack it. This is the front, and it's stacking. Okay. That's interesting. So let's try it. All right, so I'm going to place down a splitter here. And I will place down a box. And I'm going to place down the automatic piler, and we want to stack items. So let's, I believe this is the front here. Okay. And I'm not going to use the conveyor belt MK3 because it's super fast. So I'm going to actually call in, some MK1 belts, and hopefully that will help me see the visual of the stacked items. All right, so I'm going to go from the splitter into the piler. Okay, it looks like I need to go from here, and then from here. And then I'm going to place another splitter here, and then a box. Like that. Okay. And this needs some power, so let's do that. Okay, so all we need to do is put some product in here. So what if we placed our solar panels into this box? Will this piler stack it? Okay, it is stacking the solar panels. Okay. Excellent. So what's happening here is it's taking the items and making a stack of them, which opens up an extra tile on the belt for another stack of solar panels. So right now this is not beneficial. We're getting the same input and the same output. I think to utilize this, we need to have another output of solar panels and another piler. So if I am right, it should work. So if I put a piler here, and then I come out with another line of solar panels, and then I connect it into here, this should give me a full belt of solar panels that are double stacked. Okay. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. That was pretty easy. Cool. So how do we get 4 stacks? How do we get 4 stacks? Well, I think we would copy the same build. So if we did something like this, right? And we came out with the product like this, and like this. And let me think about what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is, I think what I need to do here is place down a splitter. Like this. And I'm not worried about the design here, guys. I'm just worried about trying to understand the mechanic of the piler and how it works. So I want to get two stacks, two belts, two stacks of solar panels. So I think how this would work is these two pilers would join together and form one full belt of two items stacked. And it's going to be the same for this guy. Okay. All right, so then we need to then take these two belts that are two full belts of two stacked items. We need to then pass them through two more pilers, right? Because those pilers are going to take those two stacks and then they're going to stack them by fours, like this. And then these two will join up together. And that should give me one full belt of four stacked items. I think that's how it's supposed to work. So I'm going to place my solar panels in here and we're going to see if I was right or wrong. Okay, I am right. So we are getting a full belt of four stacked items. Okay, I understand. So as you can see, the items are coming into the pilers. Each two pilers are creating two stacks, and same for up here. And then those two stacks are being combined into four stacks, giving us a full belt. All right. That is pretty cool. I like this. I like this. So I think, guys, I think what we should do is try this in a build. Let's try this in a build. So what I do need to do is we need to automate some glass immediately. So let's find a place to automate the glass. And off screen, I did go to Roman, and one of the users or one of the viewers here suggested that I use blueprints and place the blueprints around the planet to get soil pile. And although I didn't use blueprints, I just used buildings, and I just started smacking buildings all around the planet, and it gave me 204 soil pile, and that took me like 30 minutes to do. Anyways, yes, we're gonna automate some glass. So where do we want to automate glass? I say we automate glass right here. So let's go to our handy dandy Factorio lab. And let's add a product, and that's going to be glass. And now that we're using an MK3 belt, I'm going to switch all these belts to MK3. I switch this to belts, and then I want to say I want one full belt of glass using the MK3 belt, and let's switch that. Okay. And I have the proliferator MK3 hidden, and we're going to proliferate this. And so one full belt of glass using MK3 is 30 machines. Two full belts of stones. Okay, no problem. So what we can do to reduce two belts of stone, we can reduce this to one, right? With the piler, because we can stack all that stone on to do two stacks on a full belt of MK3, and we should only need one. So if we switch this to conveyor belt MK3, two stack should be one belt. Yes. Okay, so that is how we're going to use the piler. That is how we're going to use the piler here. Excellent. So guys, let's get started with this. Okay, let's place down our planetary logistics station, and we're gonna place it right here. And we're gonna say we want some stone, and this is going to be glass and proliferator MK3. We'll set a limit to 400. And so now, guys, we got to figure out how to use the piler with the planetary logistics station. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So we're looking at one full belt of stone. And it actually requires two, guys. It actually requires two, but we're going to reduce it down to one using a piler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stone out like this. And I want to proliferate the stone. So we got to proliferate the stone before it goes into the piler, if I'm correct. Like this. And then we can place the pilers. And we got to trim these belts back. And my critique would be, please allow us to place splitters and pilers on pre-made belts. That's what I hope they do eventually. Okay, excellent. So the stone is going to go into the piler like this. And then the pilers are going to meet up in the center. And then that is going to create our one full belt of stone. Just like that. I think that's how it goes, guys. And I'm trying to think here. Now that I look at this, we only need one full belt of glass. So that's going to be an awkward build. What if we did two full belts of glass? That means we would need 4 full belts of stone. But if we use the pilers, we only need 2. So let's do that. Let's do that. Or, you know, we could just do, we can break the glass off into half belts, and then we'll have 2 half belts of glass, which will be going into here. And that will be a 1 full belt of glass. Another way we could do this is we could do 2 full belts of stone that are stacked by 2, and then that would give us 2 full belts of glass on each side. But I don't know how I would do this. How would I do this? I think let's just, to make it simple, let's just do this build first. No need to make things complicated. So we'll do that, and we're going to change this to glass. Okay, and we're going to go in with the glass. And we want to proliferate the glass. Okay. And the glass is going to come out. Okay. And we're just going to copy that over here. And go the stone. And let's change the filter to be stone. Copy and paste just like that. Okay, so now we need 30 of these. We need 30 of these. So let's see if we can use the blueprint on this. Okay, we need to delete this for now so that we can use the blueprint mode like this. Okay, excellent. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 30. And did we switch this to product speed up? No, we didn't. So we need to switch these to production speed up. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste that over. And I'll do that for this as well. Product speed up, and there we go. And we can trim the belts back. And then we can reconnect the pilers. Like this. And then we can add our power. We can add our power here. Something like that, and okay. I mean, yeah, that's going to work. All right, let's continue to add the Tesla towers. Okay, sweet. There we go. So now we need to call in the stone, but I'm going to actually set this to none. I'm going to let the stone collect in here, and then we will set it to stone and we'll watch it. So we're going to need quite a bit of stone. So I'm going to call in 2,000 and we'll hit demand. And then we're also going to call in the proliferator. And I'm going to place a splitter here. Like this. And the proliferator will come out here. And through the spray coaters. Gosh, that MK3 belt is just so fast. Okay. All right, so the stone is still coming. Still coming. Let's wait for it. And if I set this up correctly, guys, this should work. This should work. We're going to find out. All right, so stone and stone. So that's going to give me 2 stacks of stone. It should give me a full belt of 2 stack stone. And it should reach down here. It should reach down here. Oh, look at it go, guys. It's working. It's working. Cool. All right. So there you go. There is an excellent example of the piler. So if I had 4 pilers like this, I could do 2 full belts of stone that are stacked by 2. And then that would have gave me 2 full belts of glass. Right now, we're only getting half a belt of glass on each side, which gives me 1 full belt of glass. But very cool. I'm digging the piler, guys. I'm digging the piler. Very cool. All right, so what do we need to do next? Well, we need to automate some water, guys. We need to automate some water. We're all out of water, so let's find a place. Oh, look at the wings. Look at the wings. Oh, it's so beautiful. Goliath. Yes. So let's find a place for the water. Let's find a place for the water. Got a bunch of water here, but maybe let's find a bigger... I think right here is going to be pretty nice. Right here is going to be pretty nice here too. So I think we go over there. And guys, this is where I relocated the deuterium fuel rods. I put them up here, and then also placed a storage here. And that will feed my mecha with deuterium fuel rods, which I am calling from the inventory over here. So now we can expand this out quite a bit, and we can expand the deuterium fuel rod assembly machines as well. Okay, so can we do water here? Yes, I think we can. I think we can. So let's take a look at our factorial lab here. And I'm going to switch this to water. And I want to use an MK3 and a water pump. Okay. So to get a full belt, we need 36 water pumps. 36 water pumps. Holy cow. Okay, we're going to try that. We're going to try that. 36 water pumps. I don't know if 36 is going to be enough for this stretch here. So what I'm thinking is we do something like this. I don't think we're gonna get enough water pumps on here, now that I'm looking at it. I think we might need to come over here and do it. Like up here this way with all the water. Let's try this direction. So we'll do like this. And I'm going by 2 tiles. Yeah, this is definitely gonna give us quite a bit of water here. You know what? Hopefully we can do more than 36 water pumps, and then we can use the piler. But do I have 36 pumps in my inventory? That's the question. Oh, this is so cool, man. I love the wings. Okay, down with the planetary. Okay, and then we'll go in with the belts. But this time, guys, this time, we're going to use some water tanks, guys. We're gonna use some water tanks to store this stuff. Like that. Okay. And water is going to go in. And of course, we're going to proliferate it. Yes, sir. And yeah, let's see what we can do with the water pump. So I'm going to hit 4, 5, And where is the water pump? Is it in 2? It is. We have 61 of these. Excellent. So I'm going to grab the water pump. And yeah, so let's do something like this. And we've got to think about giving this power. So I'm going to do something like this. Okay. And then what we can do is split up the water pumps by 4s. Oh, seriously? Okay, fair enough. So we're gonna have to go a bit further out with these pumps. Okay, so there's 4. Okay, we need to also come a bit further out with these. Like that. And then we're just gonna adjust these as well. Okay, and we could do the power like this. And we can go all the way out to here. And let's flip that belt, guys. That's embarrassing. You didn't see that. Okay, let's keep going. So Tesla Tower here and here. Oh, no, this is one tile off. There we go. And let's do 4. 4 and Tesla Tower. Oh, crap. Okay, so let's reposition the Tesla towers. Like this. Perfect. Well, I hope it's perfect. Oh, barely fit that one in there. Oof. Okay. And we're gonna hit Control C and see how many we got here. We got 32. We need 36. We need 36. So we're definitely gonna get more than 36, and we're gonna use the piler to condense to free up our belt so that we can add more than 36 water pumps. Okay, I think that is going to do it. I think that's going to do it. And so we need to connect the belts. Like this. And how many do we got here now? Let's take a look. We have 48. So to be efficient with the water pumps is 36, but we have 48. So we need to use the piler to stack our water so that we can use all of the pumps. And what I'm going to do, and I see that when I accidentally spaced these out, it made room for pilers. So this is working out all by accident, but you know, I like it. So there, the piler is going to stack these 8, and I'm going to add another piler here. And I'm trying to use the hotkeys for the user interface. It's pretty intuitive. So there you go, guys. That is going to, those 2 pilers should be enough to stack the product and make sure all the water is coming out on the belts and that all of the pumps are going to work at 100%. So let's connect these belts. And this should solve our water issue for a while, I hope. You know, it was funny a few episodes ago. I was like, oh yeah, we might get a Dyson Sphere by hour 50. But we're at hour 43, and I don't see that happening. Maybe my next guess is like 75 hours, maybe? Between 75 and 100? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay, so we need to bring in the proliferator. No problem. So we are going to use a splitter. Okay. And that's a little too close, but we'll fix that. So this is going to be water, and this is going to be the MK3. And we'll demand this right away. Okay. And let's press X, delete that. 3 and F7. Like this. F3. So in with the proliferator, and then we'll press 1 and F1 for a Tesla tower. And here we go, guys. So this should give us a full belt of water because we are using the piler. We're using the piler. So we're gonna take a look at this. And this is storing up water. So we need to add another piler then. We need to add another piler. Okay. So we got 3 pilers. Okay, this is still stacking up. So I'm going to add another piler here. Is this not connected? Here we go. Okay. So again, this is still backing up. This is still backing up. This is really interesting. We're really close though, guys. I mean, this is the only, yeah, we're getting rid of all the water. Look at this. So we're getting, so the original recipe was 1,800 water a minute. We're getting a lot more of that now because the piler is allowing to empty the water pumps fully. And that's all being proliferated with MK3. And look at this, guys. This is so cool. I love the piler. Oh, yes. And you know who I'm talking about here. We got the tanks. We got the tanks in front of the planetary logistics station. And so once this backs up in here, it will back up in the tanks, and that will create a beautiful buffer. A beautiful buffer. Oh man, excellent. I'm really enjoying this episode. And I hope you guys are too. Okay guys, I think that's it for episode number 57. Episode number 57. We explored how to use the piler, and with that knowledge, we used it in our glass build and our water build. And we have a better understanding of how to use the piler. I think in episode number 58, we are going to explore the energy exchanger, this really spiky looking futuristic building. This looks super cool. So we'll explore this in episode number 58, guys. Number 58. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, the piler, and we'll see you in episode number 58. Have a good weekend and take care. Goodbye.